Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Yes. So, online people, can you please confirm if I'm audible or not? That will be helpful. Yes. Okay, fine. Thank you. So, today I have given two topics. One topic is there is nothing either good or bad, only thinking makes it so. Next one is lending hand to help someone is better than giving them a dole. Right? So, what is the first topic? The first topic is there is nothing so called as good or bad, only thinking make it so. Is it so? Yes, as this is a given topic, there is nothing either good or bad, only thinking makes it so. Okay, so this essay is all about perception. My humble question to all of you is there is nothing either good or bad, only things make it so. So first thing you should do is either you agree with this statement or disagree with this statement, right? Next is what? Next is to have a thesis statement based on your step one. Okay, after thesis, what will you do? You'll add dimensions. Again, dimensions are of two kinds. What are the two kinds? One is layers based approach. The other one is area based. For example, GS paper 1, 2, 3, 4 ethics. Okay, GS 1 to 4. Okay, next. To add value to your dimensions, what you will do is called as examples. Just a theory. See, already the topic is theory. You cannot add one more theory. You have to justify using examples. So this is the most important point, that is justification. Okay, dimensions or examples will justify what? Your stand. Right? Dimensions or examples are only to justify your stand. If you don't justify your own stand, then you are not writing a good essay. Again, please remember, there is no one way to write essay. There can be 10,000 ways to write essays. What I'm trying to do is somebody, okay, who is zero, absolute zero. He doesn't have any idea of essay. Okay, by the time we finish classes, he should able to come to a particular plateau. Okay, my base, at least my basics are good. I won't fall down below 90s, or I should not fall down below 100. This should be the basic target. Okay, from there, how high you can go, that is totally is in your hands. Right? Next, one important term you need to learn is aptitude. There is attitude, there is aptitude. Aptitude means you have inherent or natural curiosity. You have a natural curiosity. That means you read books. Okay, you question things. You don't watch movies like a normal person, like every other person. You watch the nuances, what is between the lines. You have such kind of mindset. Okay, that will help you here. Some people have natural writing skills, very good writing skills. They read good novels and all those things. Subconsciously, they have developed a writing ability. They will also develop that aptitude. Okay. So my focus is to bring you up to this level. Your basics should not be at fault. Okay. From there onwards, where you go is totally is in your hands. If you just mug up Nelson Mandela, Gandhi that were discussed in the class for 10 times, okay, and you write Nelson Mandela and Gandhi, don't expect scores. Yes or no? What? You should write as well as your competition plus outsmart them. Okay, that is what UPSC is looking for. It's looking at topper copies, underlining, writing with 2 pens, blue and black. Quotes I will write in black color. Essay I will write in blue color. All this drama gone. UPSC is not falling for your presentation. UPSC wants what? Real value addition through content analysis. Okay, so please understand whatever I'm doing is only for the basic level. Yes. Now think and tell me. Yes, please tell me. There is nothing either good or bad. Do you agree with this statement outrightly? No? Outrightly, that means totality. Completely the statement is right. Completely the statement is wrong. Okay. So do you agree or disagree? Okay. Now, no, sir. 60% agree, 40% disagree. Neither. Okay. Let's take an example and start debating. Okay. There is a 80-year-old woman. Okay. She have one son. Right? 80-year-old woman have a son. So that mother has raised the son, obviously, after a lot of hard work. She is a single mother. Single mother, she raised the son. Okay. Now the son have a wife and kids to take care of. Okay. He is an auto driver. He is not making money. Let's say he's making only 20,000 rupees per month. And because of the age, her medicine bill will cost 7,500 rupees. Okay. So this person is thinking of, sending her to a old age home. Okay. This person, this auto driver is trying to send this mother to a old age home. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Bad thing. Government hospitals can help, schemes can help. Okay, let's assume, she got all the benefits from the government. In spite of this, out of pocket expenditure is 7,500 rupees. Good as well as bad. Okay. Now, it depends on whose side you take, right? For example, if I take the mother's side, okay, it becomes bad. If I take the son's side, probably it's justified. I'm not saying it's correct, but if I am the son, probably at least I will entertain that idea. No? Good or bad? Thinking makes it so. Wife side, completely correct. Oh, yes, definitely. You will lose two things at one time, right? Like one stone, two birds. You can get rid of the mother-in-law and save money. Very good. So again, you understood, right? Yes, it's an ethical dilemma. Are you agreeing? Now tell me, is it good or bad? It again depends on perspective. So if you have to give only one answer, yes, good or bad, what will you say? Bad. How many? Like most people will say bad. Okay, it's very clearly understandable that you are speaking from Indian ethos. We are all product of Indian society. Our Indian ethos says that no matter what, you have to take care of your parents. Okay, this is Indian ethos. Okay, now if I go to Alaska, okay, or Papua New Guinea, which is an island near Australia, okay, which is a hunter-gatherer societies, okay, they will say outrightly leave that old person. Right? Papua New Guinea, it's a tribal community where they say, you can leave a old person because she's slowing down the tribe, because we are hunter-gatherers. Okay. If the old person is slowing down the tribe, there is a very good chance that animals might attack us. So you have to be very mobile to keep moving. Right? There are certain tribes within Eskimos also where they leave the old people to die after a certain age. You have served enough. Okay, now Tata, goodbye. Okay, so now depending on different communities, where you come from, where your geographies come from, where your food habits come from, we are saying this two opposite things. I hope you understand, right? From Indian ethos, absolutely no discussion. Even if you have to beg, you have to take care of your parents. Dhruva, I guess, right? There is a mythological story, Dhruva, where he carries both his parents on his shoulders. Both of them are blind. Yes, Pitruruna. Definitely a lot of karma concept is interlinked, mythological, religious values. So Indian ethos totally say taking care of parents is non-negotiable. But if you go to some other country, it has changed. Some other tribe, it has changed. So now whose side are you? That is Shravan Kumar. Thank you. Shravan Kumar is the example that I was citing. Indian mythology, Shravan Kumar carries his parents in spite of all his hardships. Okay. Rama literally gives up everything just for the word of his father. I mean, technically father and mother, right? He just says you have to go to the forest. He says, okay, father. And even after his father's death, he will go to the forest. As soon as Rama leaves, Dasarada passes away. Right? Then there is a minister called as Javali. He comes to Rama and says, the person who took the promise have passed away. Why do you have to live up to your promise? The person whom you gave the word, okay, he himself have passed away. Why are you bothered about the promise? This is what Javali, the minister, says. Then Rama says, it doesn't matter. This is a karmic bond. I have given the promise. I have to live up to the word. That is Indian ethos. Okay. So if you are writing from Indian ethos perspective, it's totally wrong. I hope you understood, right? So this is a very simple concept if you take it like this. So there are a lot of good things and a lot of bad things, which are very clear. Okay. Now, yes, I hope you understand. There is nothing either good, there is nothing either bad. Only thinking makes it so. Now you have to find certain dimensions and certain dimensions and certain examples. So let's say, for example, nuclear power. Nuclear power. Nuclear power is a clean energy. Do you agree? It's a good thing or a bad thing? Again, it depends. Why? If you ask the Fukushima victims, the Japanese tsunami and Fukushima victims of 2008, not 2008, 2010, I guess. If you ask them, they will definitely say nuclear technology is bad. Chernobyl victims, they will say bad. The 3 miles incident in USA, they will say bad. But some other country, somewhere else, people might say it's a good thing. It's a clean energy. So nuclear technology per se is value neutral. But again, how you look at it is where the problems come from. Okay. The radiation issue. Definitely. Right. Now, in the same lines that I have given you an example, right? Taking care of parents, nuclear technology. You people give me some examples. Different examples, preferably. India's no first in role is neutral. It's a good thing or a bad thing? Very good point by G, right? Because there is a debate where we should repeal the no first use policy. Social media and internet. See, again, Pramod, I think you need to add specificity to the social media and internet, right? For example, let's say adding images of certain genders, right? Right? Asylum to refugees. Definitely, Sandeep, wonderful example. For example, Myanmar refugees are coming to India. Should we allow them or not? Rohingyas. Yes, because of our ethical values. No, because of national security. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Soldiers being killed, cow slaughter. See, cow slaughter is more or less a settled debate, right? I mean, in a way, cow slaughter is in a way considered as negative thing again from Indian ethos point of view. But again, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, right to food and all those things, definitely good point. Chat GPT is good or bad? Good if you can use it for good things. Bad because people will lose jobs. Today morning itself, I saw an article which says, a content writer lost his job to Chat GPT. Now he's working as a petrol bunk, something. So Chat GPT is good and bad. Very good. Soldiers killing in war. Okay. War per se. For example, war for the right reasons. If I go to a war for acquiring my lost territory, that is a good war. But is there such thing called as a just war? War will always have casualties. Okay. Good. Artificial intelligence, definitely. AI. AI is a good thing or a bad thing? But again, my question here is, AI is mostly good thing? No? homosexual marriage, same-sex marriages. How?
People to live their own lifestyle, and it will also make dispute.
Okay. So somebody is saying climate change is leading to melting ice in Arctic, where Russia is trying to explore the Arctic ice. So it's a good thing or bad thing to explore the Arctic oil because we'll have more oil, but it's bad thing because we are damaging the planet Earth. Okay. For example, being a Quad member, according to us, it's a good thing, Quad, but according to China, it's a Asian NATO. So Quad is called as Asian NATO by China, whereas according to us, it's a good thing. We are collaborating with like-minded neighbors, right? Use of shifting from Zoom cultivation to many states. Okay. Okay. One thing we will do is we will go by paper, just like yesterday, GS paper 1, GS paper 2. So in GS paper 1, society, I think we have covered, right? Casteism. Casteism is definitely a bad thing, right? There cannot be any good that is coming out of casteism. In society, okay, let's say casteism or regionalism, asymmetrical federalism. Caste associations have few good points according to some. Okay. Hijab. That's a very good point, Venkat. Hijab controversy. Yes. So it's a religious thing. What is so harm about it? But again, certain people think it's a hindrance to education. Right. So 75 years people wore hijab. There is no problem. Suddenly it has become a point of discussion. So thinking makes it as a good thing or a bad thing. No. Okay. What about patriarchy? Husband is the God. We have to worship the feet of the husband. It's a good thing or a bad thing? No?
So in casteism, like it helps for Indian judgment system.
Again, that is the problem, right? Social mobility is restricted by caste. There is nothing good about caste. I will use it as a negative example. Caste associations, caste groupings might look, might create an empowerment to raise a voice. Emancipation might happen. But again, it is to escape something you created a group, right? So per se caste system is wrong. Specializations, okay, right. Social media, paternity leave. Again, some companies look at paternity leave as a bad thing, but paternity leave is a good thing, right? Only society, please. Let's not deviate. Paper 1 only. Any examples from history? Ashoka's Kalinga war is more or less whitewashed. Do you think so? We all look at only the Ashoka, who is a follower of Buddha, or who is the one who established stupas, but we also forget the bloodlust of Ashoka. So Ashoka is a flawed human being. No? Think about it. Child marriages, definitely some societies accept it. Climate change is both good, bad. Okay, but net outcome of climate change is negative, so I will put it in negative basket, right? Okay, history, Maratha Empire taxation system. Okay, so I hope you people got the idea, right? From historical perspective, there is nothing either good or bad. For example, is colonial rule beneficial to India? If that is a question, okay, you will say railways, English education, unity in India, all these things are only created because of the colonial rulers. If not, probably we would have been hundreds of small kingdoms. What are the bad things? They have suppressed us. Around $40 trillion or $46 trillion have been looted from India. From the second richest country in the world, we became beggars. Right? So all these things. So colonial rule is good thing or a bad thing? Right? Both. Again, mostly the net outcome is negative. So I will say it's bad, but there are some silver linings that came out of the colonial rule. 1857 revolt. It helped Britishers at that time, but in the long run, it also gave a lot of hope to Indians. Very good points. So I hope you people are done with GS paper 1. Any other example? Dowry system is definitely wrong thing, right? There is nothing good about dowry system. At least as a UPSC aspirant, you cannot say there is good things about dowry system. Good points. Gandhi Irwin Pact or even Roundtable Conference or Pune Pact. Pune Pact is also seen by so many people both as a wrong thing and a right thing. No? Separate electoral systems. Fantastic. We are done with paper 1. I hope you people got the idea very nicely. Now we will move to paper 2. Paper 2 have 3 parts, that is polity, governance, and international relations. Anything from Indian polity where you look at certain things. For example, draconian laws like unlawful acts, unlawful activities prevention act, sedition act, defamation. Okay, so sedition is a good thing or a bad thing? Sedition is a bad thing. Okay.
Liberty.
Liberty is a bad thing. Okay. News to me, right? No legal compulsions on fundamental duties is a good thing and a bad thing. Okay. Reservations. Definitely reservation is a very, very controversial area. Some people look at reservation as a good thing. Some people look at reservation as a bad thing. Okay. Very good. NJAC, definitely NJAC, judicial appointments. Collegium system is looked at as a blessing of Indian judiciary, but others look at collegium as a opaque mechanism. Judges for the sake of judges. Excellent. E-governance, I personally believe e-governance with a little bit sensitivities can be made more beneficial, right? But again, yes, illiteracy, digital divide and all these things doesn't allow rural populations to use e-governance. E-governance is more or less limited to urban settings. For example, how many of you know that DigiLocker documents are equivalent to real documents? Yes, for example, if you don't carry your real license, okay, you can put it in DigiLocker, it will be accepted by the police. If you know that, then okay, fine. But somebody who is illiterate or digitally illiterate, he may or may not know this fact. Okay, good. Good. I'm just asking, provoking your thoughts. Okay. Legislative councils, yes, definitely. Some people look at legislative council as a parking bench for those who didn't become MLAs. Some states will abolish it, some states will create it. Fantastic. Okay. Lastly, my personal contribution, I think anti-defection law. Yes, G is also saying same thing. But anti-defection law is a good thing or a bad thing? We got kind of stable governments because of anti-defection law, but it is because of anti-defection law, our internal party democracy has totally gone away. It has become a centralized form of governance. It's only the chief minister's word or prime minister words that will be implemented. Okay, internal party democracy is dead because of anti-defection law. Okay, but at the same time, we have some kind of stability because of anti-defection law. Okay, good. Yes. Anything from governance? For example, government's intervention in religious activity or government's support to religious processions or trips, right? So some people look at it as a waste of government's money, while some people look at it as support to secularism. Okay, very good. Governance, please. Any examples from governance? You people brainstorm. I will just say whether they are valid or not. Limited powers, definitely. Limited powers to panchayat, local self-governments. Okay, I think we have enough examples from polity. Now we will move to IR. Very quickly, IR. Aadhaar mandatory to some schemes in governance is a bad thing. Definitely bad thing in some places, good thing in most places. Yes, totally agreed. Good points from you. Buying oil from Russia during Russia-Ukraine war. America looks it as a bad thing, whereas India says it's a strategic autonomy. Okay. India's stand on Russia-Ukraine war. Good points. No other examples from IR. Role of UNSC, definitely. Sorry? India helped Sri Lanka, it's a good thing, right? You are going back to Indian peacekeeping force. Okay, fine. Absconding in voting, yeah, definitely. Are not doing enough for Afghanistan. Defunct SARC groups, free trade agreements, very good points. I hope you understood IR examples, also nice. Collateral damage while killing terrorists. We will go to ethics paper for that. RVR, right? So I believe that can be used very nicely in ethics. Collateral damage. India not signing refugee convention, 1957 protocol and all these things. Fantastic. Okay, we'll move to paper 3 quickly. Right. Economy, environment, science and tech, disaster management. Economy wise, tell me some examples where, for example, taxing the rich, taxing the super rich. Yes or no? Robin Hood tax. LPG reforms is a good thing. Both good and bad. Why bad?
After LPG, there were not a reduction in waves.
Domestic industries got destroyed because of globalization. Okay, fine. Yes, good. Green revolution, definitely good or bad. Green revolution has both sides. Fantastic. MSP have both sides. Loan waivers to farmers, definitely something to discuss. Farmers needs loan waivers, but if you destroy their fiscal discipline, that will lead to a lot of problems.
Opening the borders for trade.
Farm laws. Farm laws are good or bad? Even government of India does not know. Okay. Yes. Good points. Labor laws. Write off to banks. Write off of NPS. Should government write off NPS? Good. Demonetization. Just for fun. Demonetization is a good thing or a bad thing? Yes. Both. Pramod, your answer is same for most. Good in many ways. Okay, fine. I totally agree. Anything else from economy? Government said it's good. RBI report says it's bad. So which government to believe? That is according to your own conscience. Okay, fine. Yeah. Now, GST, probably we can say GST is implementation. GST implementation is good or bad, but it's a long-term reform. Apex Court agreed, so we do. Definitely, Pramod. I totally get that. Green GDP. Per se capitalism is good or bad. Capitalism will have spillover effects. Trickle-down theory. Trickle-down theory is fantastic for capitalism. Okay, that is what something we agree. But is it so? Don't go to GS paper 2. We are done with GS paper 2, Geeta. Right? Right. Internationalization of rupee. Fantastic example. Jobless growth. Disinvestment. Swati, that's a fantastic point. Disinvestment. Some people will cry disinvestment is a bad thing, but government will say it's the most prudent thing to do. White elephants of PSUs need not be maintained. Okay, totally agreed. Carbon border tax. Good point. Yes. Enough of economy, right? I mean, we have done too much time already. Internal security. Yes. Armed Forces Special Power Act. Fantastic. AFSPA is definitely a gray area. Some people say it's good, some people say it's bad. Overall, we have to remove Armed Forces Special Power Act. Fantastic. What about climate, environment, anything from environment? Use of plastic. Use of plastic is a good thing, right? It makes my life very easy. No? I will order from Swiggy, Amazon, everything is wrapped in plastic. It comes to me very easily. So why do I hate plastic? See, again, please don't go into new parliament building, Sardar Sarovar Dam. What else? Andhra Pradesh, Polavaram Dam. We will leave all these things. We'll stick to UPSC standards, right? Try to think about it. Environment. For example, tell me some good examples, right? National parks. Roads through national parks. Forest Rights Act. Yesterday also same point. Yes. Okay. Kundankalam nuclear plant. Okay. Chipko movement. Please take your time. No hurry. Think of one or two good examples from environment and biodiversity where we say this is good. For example, government diluting environmental impact assessment. Okay, according to government, because of rigid environmental impact assessment rules, we are not progressing properly. But nature and environmentalists say we need stricter rules, not diluted rules. So EIA as amended is considered as a bad thing, but some people will consider it as a good thing. Okay, same logic applies to RTI also. Yes, very good point, Swati. She's saying electric vehicles are expensive and good for environment. But again, I will argue they're also expensive and damaging the environment, because to create one lithium ion battery, I will have to mine more. Okay, right now they are not coming very easily, right? Tiger conservation and carrying capacity. That is a fantastic example, because we are celebrating that we have more tigers, 75% of the world tiger population. But at the same time, tiger population capacity is not up to the mark. Very good. Large power plants in Himalayan states or unplanned development in Himalayan states. Okay. For example, we have seen the Joshimath example. Yes or no? Joshimath example. Very good. Very good. Good points. In the name of development, we are electrocuting the elephants, killing them. Okay, Great Indian Bustard and electricity lines. Okay. Fine, fantastic, good points. Next. What else is there? Science and technology. What are good things and bad things in science and technology? Gene editing. My contribution is gene editing. Can we say gene editing is a good thing or a bad thing? Hydrogen fuel, automation, surrogacy, drones, GM crops, very good contribution. Gene editing, GM crops. Then designer babies. Designer babies are good or bad? Anti-ballistic missiles, definitely. Test tube babies. Test tube babies are per se good, but again, going into designer baby and gene editing is more problem. More satellites in space. We have too many satellites in space right now. Thanks to Starlink and other programs. Okay, we are launching satellites in space derbies. Definitely. Kessler syndrome is a real fear, right? Lab mutated virus research. Definitely. Xenotransplantation. Why xenotransplantation is bad, Eddie? Culture meat, lab grown meat. Yes. Good. You people are contributing a lot of examples to this particular topic. Okay. I'm not convinced of xenotransplantation, but killing of animals for the human beings. Okay. Yeah, that is totally valid. Lab mice, or the pig that was used to create the human heart, or heart for the human being, was raised only for the purpose of killing. So should we kill animals for the welfare of the human beings? Fantastic. Among again, where are cloning? Yes, cloning has its own ethics. GMO mosquitoes, gene driving. Okay, vermin species. Okay, fine. You people understood the concept, right? What else is missing? Disaster management. Should we spend time on disaster? Should we move to ethics? Yes, culling of birds because of avian flu. Animal birth control measures. Recently, this dog incident happened in Hyderabad. This was very much in discussion. Should we go for the vasectomy of all the dogs and all the so on and so forth? Eating non-veg is also bad if transplantation is bad. Definitely. Again, that is point of view of Everest. Sorry. Good. Yes. Vegan diet. Some people consider vegan diet as good thing. Some people consider it as an extreme. All fantastic points. Please now move to ethics. Ethics, integrity, and aptitude. Oh, it's a landmine for this topic, right? There is nothing either good or bad. Socrates says one thing, Plato says one thing, Friedrich Nietzsche says one thing, live-in relationships will say one thing. Yes, live-in relationships are a good thing or a bad thing? No, for a cultured society, it's a bad thing. It's dilution of euthanasia. Santara in Jainism. Those who don't know, Santara is a concept where people will fast on to death. Okay. So, I mean, old people, after a certain age, they will decide to fast on to death so that they can die peacefully. That is a religiously accepted way. Even Mahavira went in the same way. The same concept, different names. Diverse same-sex marriage, homosexuality, capital punishment, abortion. Yes. I hope you people, okay, very good. Food consumption. Jains don't eat certain types of vegetables, non-veg. There is a huge amount of debate. Vegan diet is again rooted in ethical concepts. Okay. Yes. Fantastic. Now, my question is, we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4 papers, 10,000 examples. Fantastic. Now tell me 100% good things, 100% bad things. There is no debate. Taking care of parents. Terrorism is bad in all situations. Okay. Killing a fellow human being. Corruption. Corruption is 100% wrong. Okay. No debate points. Racial discrimination. Okay. Slavery. Slavery is wrong thing. Using chemical weapons is wrong thing. Yes, 100% wrong. No debate about it. Food adulteration is wrong. Communal clashes is wrong. Okay. Again, human trafficking. Organ trafficking. Untouchability is 100% wrong. Yes, Article 17. Fantastic, Sandeep. Untouchability, slavery, racial discrimination, gender-based violence, female feticide. Yes or no? Somebody killed because of child labor. Good. What else? 100% wrong things. Not listening to the class attentively. No. Yes. Glass ceiling. Glass ceilings again 10,000 variants, right? Say again, please go higher. Biological warfare, radicalization. What else? Climate pollution. Yes. Destroying nature. Covering up oil spills. Wars. Killing innocents. Good. Note for vote. Again, 90% of India will disagree with you, Santosh. Right? Okay. So again, good examples. So my forced religious conversions. Okay. Rapes are wrong, definitely. All kind of violence towards the other gender is wrong. No discussion, no debate about it. Okay. Stealing is wrong. Military coups, again, military coups is subjective. But I hope you people understood, right? Child abuse, exactly, right? All kinds of crimes are wrong. So there are certain things which will look good for some people, which will look bad for some people. There are certain things which are good for me, bad for you. This point we have established. Towards the end, I will say, in spite of all these things, okay, there are genuinely wrong things, there are genuinely right things. Taking care of parents is never a wrong thing. Okay, but taking care of parents at the cost of somebody else or hurting somebody else is a wrong thing. So like this, we can ethically argue and say, there are genuinely good things to do. For example, philanthropy, charity, donating blood. Okay, these are mostly accepted as ethical things. You can always do them without any problems. Why will donating blood will be a problem? Or giving food to a poor person, hungry person is never a wrong thing. What is there to debate about it? Right? So like this way, you can try to conclude by saying, you know, there is always certain good things, certain bad things are there. The world should move to a place where the distinction is not blurred. We should not have more gray areas. This is good, this is bad. Now we are living in a gray area where black and white overlaps. But the distinction should be very clear. Okay, and the distinction should be very clear by discussion, debate, education, value-based education, understanding, rather than forcing my view on you. Yes or no? For example, casteism is wrong. Okay, there is no justification whatsoever for casteism, but that should be a consensus developed through education, awareness, upbringing, socialization. We should have a society where there is no caste because of people understand human value, not because somebody said so. I hope you understand. Yes. Theory of Anekatavada can be utilized in the conclusion. Yes, definitely. Anekatavada always promotes, you know, different points of views are valid, different points of truth. But again, as I said, Anekatavada should have a logical conclusion that it is through awareness and real education that you will know what is good, what is bad. The perception should not be created by external forces. For example, WhatsApp University is very famous for creating perceptions. Lot of good things are shown as bad things, lot of bad things are shown as good things, thanks to this continuous social media manipulation. If you have value-based education, you will always find the truth. Okay, so truth should not be the victim of your perceptions. Truth is truth. If 8 billion population says sun doesn't rise in the east, does not make sun, you know, a lie, right? Truth is truth. Truth will always be there, irrespective of our perceptions. I hope you understand. Truth, good things will always be good. Just because a society doesn't agree, that does not make it a good thing. For example, drinking alcohol in the long run is a bad thing. No amount of justification will convince the truth otherwise, because your health will get spoiled, domestic abuse will increase, so on and so forth. Okay. Yes. Shall we move on to next topic? I hope you people are brainstorming individually also. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. You read the chat box, you brainstorm, you think about this. Again, if you're a beginner, there are different perspective. So Santosh is saying 100% good things, 100% bad things, others are dependent, national interest. This can be our stand. Yes, that depends on how well you justify the stand. Okay, but again, perception cannot be going away, right? Perceptions are not easy to go away. Yeah. Again, please remember, this is just one line of thought. As I told you in the starting, my intention is to only bring you from no idea to some idea. From some idea, it's up to you to travel the journey. Okay, just don't go and write this and say, you know, sir, I didn't get score. That is not my burden. My burden is to help you think like, okay, I can bring in environment. How can I bring in environment? Right? And one more point that I noticed in beginners is, okay, when you look at a particular topic, okay, let's imagine the particular topic is a circle. You don't have data. Okay, or you have data like a circle, a square, a triangle, or a straight line. These are the data points. What you should do is mold these existing points to fit this shape. For example, this particular topic, there is nothing good or bad. Okay, then I will say euthanasia. I know euthanasia. Let's imagine this straight line is euthanasia. Then I will mold euthanasia and say, you know, euthanasia for a brain dead person is a good thing, but euthanasia for a person who might recover is a bad thing. Okay, depends on the doctor's discretion. But by and large, probably the world says euthanasia is bad. Okay, so at least according to India, euthanasia is bad. We only have passive euthanasia. We don't have active euthanasia. Right? So whatever existing content I have to mold it to the given topic. You won't find ready-made topics. Mahatma Gandhi. So for example, if I tell you Mahatma Gandhi and try to fit Gandhi into this particular topic, okay, how will you do that? You have to bring Gandhi and link him somehow, bend him, mold him, take any ideology and try to fit it in this particular topic. Let's say Chauri Chaura incident during the non-cooperation movement, non-cooperation only, right? Yes. So a group of angry mobsters will burn down the entire Police station. Everybody says, let's continue the movement. Gandhi says it's no, it's a wrong thing. Okay. Did Gandhi do right thing or a wrong thing? You understood my point, right? So the topic doesn't have straightforward points. You have to take Gandhi and somehow fit it into the thing. Okay. Nehru believed in China in 1962. Okay. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Gandhi supported caste system, opposite caste discrimination. Gandhi supported Varna system. Please be very clear. Gandhi supported Varna system and opposed caste discrimination. Yes, I think you people find like you got the idea of what the topic is about. Okay, I'm moving to the next topic. This Gandhi's use on so many things. Very simple topic. Lending hands to someone is better than giving them a dole. Dole means temporary support. Okay, lending hand is long-term support. Okay. Yes. Nehru asked UN intervention in Kashmir because he believed that is the right thing to do by following the rules and regulations. But he didn't anticipate that a lot of things. Again, let's not go into history, but tell me, what do you interpret by this topic? Right things or wrong things? Do you agree, disagree? Lending hand to someone is better than giving them a dole. Hand to someone is, what is the interpretation? Quickly, we are running out of time and it's a very easy topic. After all these days, you should have a clear-cut idea, right? Lending hand to someone is better. Make them stand on their own feet. Or you can bring in that Confucius quote. Teach a man how to fish rather than give him fish. Okay, freebies. Oh, definitely. Action is better than words. Again, here it's two actions, right? One is temporary action, the other one is long-term action. Provide skills. Okay. So more or less 90% of the people will agree to this statement, right? Lending hand to someone is better than a dole. That is, long-term help is always better. Empowerment is better. Giving skills is better. Teaching them how to catch a fish is better. Okay. These are all long-term measures. Whereas temporary measure is, if he's in extreme poverty, giving him a help is not a wrong thing. If you saw somebody, collapsing on the road, okay, temporary dole is not a wrong thing. But that is only under extraordinary circumstances. Only when you find someone who is really helpless, temporary help is good. But everybody else, we should help in the long way. During disaster, temporary help is good. Immediate help versus long-term help. Unemployment stipend, health support, all government schemes. Yes, there are certain South Indian states which are very famous for freebies. Even RBI is saying you will collapse if you don't stop the freebies. So that is all temporary. Again, there are so many South Indian states. Please don't take me personally. Okay. All right. Yes. Don't take names also. You get whichever state you belong to, your state also comes under the same category. Okay. Definitely, dole is not a wrong thing. See, I will reduce this essay to 90-10. 90% I will say lending hand to someone is always good. Okay. But 10% dole is not a wrong thing. But dole should not become permanent thing. Yes or no? For example, instruments should not become institutions. Narega is a dole to uplift the rural economy. But Narega should not become a perennial scheme. The purpose of Narega is to empower the rural economy. Right? Okay, the purpose of stipend for a student is what? To help him pass the exam. But if he's settling in one university for last 10 years, okay, then that is not a stipend. That is unemployment scheme. Yes or no? right? You all know such institutions in throughout the country. Instruments should not become institutions. Again, never take names, right? I mean, I'm not supporting or endorsing anybody's point of view. What I'm trying to say is all doles are fine just as long as you're not standing on your legs. For example, even our parents, right? When we are falling, walking, okay, they will hold our hand. That is a dole in a way. Okay, it's a love so that we don't fall. Learning a cycle, two tri-stands are attached. It's a dole, temporary. Okay, all temporary things. For example, Article 70 is supposed to be a temporary thing. Reservations are supposed to be a temporary thing for 10 years only. Okay, all are instruments. Asymmetrical federalism, union territories, special category states, fifth schedule states, sixth schedule states, MSP. Right, everything was started as a dole. Okay, loan waivers is a dole. Okay, farm bills are not farm bills. Every major thing that you see in the present state are a dole. It's just a supporting mechanism. It was supposed to be only a temporary thing. While you are providing reservations, okay, you should empower communities by educating them, providing them health, constructing schools, colleges. You know, even for an Naxalite who surrenders, government will give some money. That is a dole. Okay, for what? So that he can be rehabilitated, so that next generations will be standing on their own legs. But if you don't train him properly, again, he's probably going back into poverty. So all poverty elevation schemes are good as a dole, but they should be having they're like stopgap mechanism. They will stop the bleed while you work on the bigger things. Okay. Yes. Loan structuring and evergreening of loans. Yes, fantastic example. Lending hand to someone is better than giving them a dole. Yes, again, I said I did mention reservations, right? Indian economy before 1991 and after 1991. I personally don't see how it works here. Layers, personal level, family level, society level, and so on. Okay, at personal level, you can write dimensions also. Giving honest advice to your friend is much better than giving him temporary solace. If somebody clears, somebody fails prelims, God forbid, unfortunately, okay, telling them to their face, you didn't complete books, you didn't read Lakshmikant and went to do prelims is much better advice rather than saying, it's okay, you will clear next time. No? Vaccine Maitri is what? Lending hand or dole? In my opinion, it's a dole, right? Structural changes in India after 1991. No, Amok, that won't be a good example. Yes, lending hand. How do you lend hand? Should you lend hand to what extent? See, within lending hand, there are better ways, right? Let's say self-help group versus seminars. One-off seminar is not a bad thing, but self-help groups, empowering that self-help group with, tools, supporting them with missions and all these things is a much better thing. Technology sharing versus granting assistance. Okay, good. Technology sharing versus or co-development versus weapon transfer. America is just giving us drones, but it is not transferring the technology and how to create drones. The problem right now with Russia is we only have Russian weapons, but not the Russian technology. So that can be a good example. Karna supports to Duryodhana. Karna gave his life for Duryodhana. So he not only lent hand, he gave everything, right? Okay. Rote learning versus real learning. Definitely. Helicopter money versus skill development. I prefer, you can write that example. Helicopter money means giving just financial stimulus, whereas skill development is good. Okay. Depending on the need, lend or dole. Again, a dole can be temporary, short-term, stopgap mechanisms, immediate mechanisms, whereas lending hand is long-term mechanism. Fantastic. Asylum. Yeah, definitely. See, Dalai Lama was supposed to be here for a few years, right? But again, that is not in our hands. So dole can sometimes inadvertently become a lending hand forever. Freebies versus skilling and reskilling. Very good example. Government of India wants to promote skilling and reskilling, whereas till then we can provide unemployment benefits. Urban Narega, all these are supposed to be only doles. Whereas if you invest in rural economy, agriculture revival and all those things, okay. But again, please be very realistic. Nothing is so simple. If it is simple, problems would have been solved so many years ago. If rural economy is collapsing, it is not only about one thing, right? It depends on monsoons, it depends on irrigation, it depends on seeds, supply chains, go downs, 10,000 things are there. If I have to solve one problem, that is Narega, I have to solve 10,000 areas also. Okay, so lending hand is a long-term thing. It will take time, patience, perseverance. Recently, I read this article where, Vinil Krishna IAS. If you remember Vinil Krishna IAS, he is IAS officer in 2010-11 who was kidnapped by Naxals. Okay, in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand area, right? And the kidnappers were 16-year-old kid, a boy and a girl. Okay, they just kidnapped him, showed a gun, and took him to the that particular area. So he was the first IAS officer after so many decades who visited that Naxal affected place. Okay, this is in 2010, I guess, 2010-11. What happened in 2023 is the same area now have a lot of development. Okay, there are schools, Anganwadis, development, and he went there, had lunch, and came back very happily. So you can understand, if you continuously invest in the lending hand concept for years together, okay, just like Mr. Vinil Krishna's success, you can also see success. I mean, he did not continue the project. What I'm trying to say is government has pumped a lot of lending hand. Doles are given at the same time, lending hand through skill development, schools, Anganwadi construction, so on and so forth. People believed in development. So once they start believing in development, they will always work it out. Even after Article 370's dilution, if you look at it, Government of India is pumping a lot of money into Jammu and Kashmir. It's a temporary dole, but at the back end, they are working on, restoring peace, working on local self-government elections. It's not easy immediately, but probably in 2030, we might be discussing saying, Jammu and Kashmir is a little bit more peaceful. At least that is a hope, right? So what I'm saying is, lending hand is always a long-term thing. It takes time, patience, perseverance, consistency, policy continuity, right? Capacity building, continuous funding mechanisms. For example, last 3 years, government is pumping 30 lakh crores into capital expenditure. Okay, for us to see the benefits of this capital expenditure, it might take 10 more years. Right? So lending hand is always better. That takes time. Right? That is also the Vibrant Village program. Yes, to solve the border issues, we started Vibrant Village program last few years ago. Okay, it might take 10 more years for people to have the Vibrant Village program success. Even the tiger issue 1411, 1411 was a population of tigers. That is when India realized, okay, we are falling, the tiger number is falling very severely. So from 1411, we have pushed it to around 3000. Yes, yes. PM Gati Shakti. Definitely, Afghanistan lending hand is always worthy because the soft power, end of the day, please remember, Pradeep, human beings, at the core, human beings, Afghanistan government or Taliban, they are all feeding whom? The Afghanistan normal population, the layman of Afghanistan. So as long as they understand that this is coming from India, it's a worthy investment. And by God's grace, India have extra buffer food, right? So there is no harm, no downside. PM Gati Shakti is long term. Yes. Discontinuity of special category status by 14th Finance Commission. Technically speaking, yes. Even Prime Minister recently raised this freebie concept, right? What did he call it as in Hindi? Revdi culture. Yeah. Sagar Doctrine of India, Samadhan Doctrine. Yes. Gujarat Doctrine. Everything says the same thing, that we have to invest money in our neighbors. We have to help our neighbors without expecting anything back. We have to invest in the long-term things. Temporary doles are not going to work out. Okay, very good, very good. Flexibility of the constitution. Okay. Millets promotion. Definitely. Yes, ending pyramid purpose, so purpose is fine. Millet promotion is definitely lending hand or pushing towards organic farming. Yes. You people understood, right? Yes. Lending hand is always better than giving a dole, but sometimes giving dole is not a wrong thing. But collaboration of both, the ultimate objective of both these things is what? Helping someone. Okay. And this can also be a cultural thing. For example, if you bring in religion, if you bring in philanthropy, okay, right? Religion, philanthropy, that will make it a part and parcel of helping hand as a normal thing. Will create a culture of helping hands, so that you know people won't look for shortcuts. Beti bachao, beti padhao, only advertisement. But again, definitely, I think I personally will write reservation, because the problem per se is not with reservation. The problem per se is how reservation is implemented and how it has been politically hijacked. Yes or no? Per se reservation is not the problem. Per se reservation is how well you have implemented. You have given certain benefits to certain sections of the society because of historical injustices. Okay. During the 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, did you actually identify all the weakest people in the line? Okay. Did you give them enough education, schooling, right? Even within the reserved categories, only the creamy layers are taking the benefits. It is not reaching the last man in the line, right? Yes. Right. So we have to create a culture of helping. Helping should not be considered as a great thing. It's a part of humanity. Okay, I'm a human being, a fellow human being is in problem. So it's my responsibility. That is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Right? Clear? Yeah. Any questions? Second topic is dead easy for you people. I know you are all experts. No? Any conclusions for the second topic? Lending hand to someone is better than giving a dole. You cannot expect all the people to give lending hands at all the time. But if you create a culture of helping, okay, there will be a support structures. There will be a moral, emotional support structures. For example, I will probably use the Sweden, I think Sweden or Switzerland, Sweden probably, the time bank concept. That means if I'm young, okay, in Sweden, there is a concept called as time bank where I'm young, okay, I will work and help the senior citizens. I will get their groceries. I will go to their houses, clean, or whatever support system I will give. So if I work 10 hours every weekly, that will be invested in time bank. So my bank balance will increase in time, hours. So when I become old, okay, I can use the same hours for free. Government will support me through the youngsters of that generation. Right? So time bank can be one concept where lending hands needs to be understood, or why you are lending hands. It comes from empathy and compassion. Switzerland. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Sometimes lending hand is not good as a transfer of nuclear weapons. Definitely. You can counter argue. Yes. Any conclusions? No? Do people please think on it, how to conclude this particular? Again, that Pramod is asking, if I can give some intros and conclusions. My point is lending hand is better than giving a dole. If I prepare introductions and conclusions, right, then some, not all, might just go a copy paste without any context. But definitely this time I will try to give value addition. Doles with incomparable topics. Why I didn't get that question? Yes, again, understanding doles is very difficult, right? What is temporary, what is long term? That is something that is to be understood. That is why I keep saying writing is better way to understand that. Doles are pluralistic in nature. Okay, again, going into political parties is pointless here. Freebies announced by governments will what make the political parties make or break, right? Time and money spending to helping men to be more of themselves is far better than mere giving. Yes, definitely. Giving dole at the right time is the need of the hour. Okay. Yes. Any questions? Again, please show all your creativity by writing a fantastic essay and posting it in the group. Yes. It's only for 1 hour. I cannot prolong more. I don't think it will work. Amog. Krishna example was not up to the mark. Yes. So please sit very calmly, even if you don't write an essay, take a pen and paper and try to write down all the doles. And also please don't forget that you have to link the same dole to lending hand. Okay, if I say giving money to a Odisha rail victim is a dole or a lending hand. Okay, you cannot compare apples and oranges, as somebody was pointing. If I'm talking about giving money to someone during a disaster, it's a right thing. Dole is not a fault. Okay, but I cannot just write this in the same para saying he should be skill developed. That is totally illogical and idiotic, right? So same example, dole or lending hand. Okay, for example, let's say graduate just out of engineering college should be given skilling, upskilling, and upscaling. Okay, whatever skills you want to do, but probably we can give him free metro pass for 3 months. That dole is valid because while skilling and upskilling, he may not have the money. So you have to compare dole and the same example. The ultimate objective is what? The dole will help him travel through the city to upskill and reskill. Okay, but after 6 months or 3 months, whatever period, you will stop that. You have trained him. It's now his job, his responsibility to find a job. You cannot write 2 different examples, A and C, and call it as an example. Everything should be interlinked. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. I will, if you don't have any questions, I will end the session here. We'll continue on Monday. I think Karnakar, definitely that example can be used. USA supporting Pakistan backfired fantastically. Pakistan did not, you have to write it in the economy perspective, where USA gave support to Pakistan, but Pakistan, instead of using it in economic development, skill development, and all these things, invested and believed in terrorism. So now the country is in the collapse, economical collapse. So that dimension is fine. Yes. So please continue practicing. Again, the exam is for you people, not for me. I'm always here to help you. And just an announcement that I am also launching test series. Probably it will start after the prelims results. So if you know someone who is writing mains and looking for essay, please suggest them. If you like the classes, no compulsion. Right? Yeah. See you all soon on Monday. Thank you, everyone.